Hi guys, this is Kelly Jan. I am currently an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I have pulled some members of my greater team with me tonight, specifically a team that is actually down under my husband Andy's leg, and then my sister-in-law Amy, and then it goes down from that, and she has pulled together a team of folks, her leaders. They did some brainstorming, and they came up with, I think, a pretty ingenious idea of a scavenger hunt. Now, I have been a fly on the wall, if you will, in their group, and have just been so excited to watch the excitement from them, the participation, and what I believe are going to be huge results as a result of this scavenger hunt. And I asked the leaders that are heading up that group if they would come together tonight and share some of their experiences, sort of the brainchild behind it, how it has functioned, and maybe just pick their brains a little bit if we can. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Lori Matthews. Lori is one of the people that's going to be sharing with us tonight. And Lori, I will hand it over to you.
Hey, everybody. So we are super excited about the scavenger hunt. For me, we all met, and we met in September, and we were brainstorming, and we all kind of had slow August, and we were wanting to get past that, get some excitement going back in our teams and our groups and our personal businesses. And it was mentioned by Brandon about a scavenger hunt. And I had never done anything like that, and it sounded fun and exciting, and so we were all for it. All of Amy's Golds and Above were all for it. So for me, different people are going to be talking about different things, but for me, what I have had the most fun is, I kind of got bogged down in my warm market, and I can talk to anybody. I can be out anywhere, meet their eyes, and talk to anybody. But was I talking to them about Plexus? No, I probably wasn't. So this has helped me to get out and to keep my eyes and ears open, my surroundings, and be more open to talking to my cold market about Plexus. And I have met 12 or 14 new friends through the scavenger hunt, and not one of them had ever heard of Plexus. From all different walks of life, different occupations, none of them had ever heard of Plexus. So it's been pretty cool. So what I have been doing is I dropped my mom off one day to get her nails done, and one of the things on the list was Verizon or a phone employee, a phone service employee. So I went into Verizon, and I just said, they didn't have any customers in there. I just said, "Hey ladies, how you doing?" I said, "I need a favor." I said, "I'm working with a company, and we're doing a scavenger hunt. Would you be willing to take your picture with my product and my business card?" And they were like, "Sure, we'll do that." And so I took their picture, and I said, "Are you on Facebook?" And they said, "Yeah, I'm on Facebook." So I said, "Well, if you will friend me on Facebook, I can enter you in a drawing to win free products." And they were like, "Sure, we'll do that." And so I was like, "Hey, this is pretty cool." So I went next door to the Cato's, and the girl was in there, and I just said, same thing, kind of the same thing. "I need a favor. I'm working with a company." And they're like, "Hey, yeah, I'll do that." And everybody was so perceptive. Some people I had a chance to talk to more right on the spot about Plexus. We are talking to people on the job, so we have to be conscious of their time and being respectful of that as well. But some people I was able to talk to right on the spot. And then in there, while I was in Cato, there were several female police officers that are in there, and they all wanted to know about it. So not only have I been reaching people that are on the scavenger hunt list, but we decided as leaders that if we meet other people as well, that we would add them in the group as well. So we have been doing that. So for me, it's been getting me thinking more about approaching market people about it, and it's been very receptive. I decided personally that if they would allow me to take their picture and to do that and participate, that I went ahead and gave them a sample of the Slim. So they left me with a sample of the Slim and a Slim card. So that's been really good.
Well, that is awesome. So there's probably a lot of people that are watching this or listening to this that don't have any idea about what you mean by a scavenger hunt. And you mentioned a list, so I know there are other people on your team that are going to talk a little bit more about that. But it is awesome just to hear about how it helps you get out of your comfort zone. And this was a way that probably brings out a little bit of the competitive side in all of us, and we want to win. And I think that when we approach people in that way, like a game, it can be fun, and they want to participate, and they want to help you win, and maybe they're going to win something too. And so I don't want to spill the beans, about the inner workings of how this came about, but I just have gotten so excited watching not only the people that are participating, but you guys as well. So thank you, Lori. I'm excited. I mean, like you said, 14 new contacts that you never knew, that all now have not only just talked to you, but they have a sample of Slim for you to be able to follow up. And I mean, that could be 14 new ambassadors on your team at some point. So awesome. I mean, that's a gold ship right there. I mean, you could go gold just from this contest. Very cool. All right, so I'm going to hand it over to Brandon. Brandon's going to talk a little bit about, I think, sort of the structure of the contest. Is that right, Brandon?
Yes. So we created a group page for the people that we were reaching out to. So our new potentials, we created a group page. And that is where when we would take their picture, we would add them to the group page. That's also where we did like our drawings and different little contests that we did with the prospects. We didn't conduct any business there as ambassadors. We had a separate Facebook Messenger chat group that got really busy because we were chatting about this thing like crazy. We were doing so much talking, and my girl Angie over there, she even deleted herself, and I had to call her up and say, "What is your problem?" and put her back in promptly. You knew I would. So anyway, that's where we conducted kind of our behind the scenes stuff, and the group page was strictly for hey, this is my friend, Kelly Jan. She works at Verizon. That's where we introduced them. And we did do a drawing. In fact, one of the girls that I reached out to, she was an employee at my gym. She actually won. We did a 7-day trial for customers. And so she actually won that, which is awesome because now she left. I was like, Lori, I gave everybody the one stick. So then I was able to go back to her and say, look, you won the 7-day trial. So she was a little apprehensive to take the one stick. It was like, maybe she thought it was poison. I don't know. She was a little apprehensive. But then once she won the 7-day trial, now she's a little bit, she's kind of like, okay, well, this is not a stalker. So that was fun. So we did do prizes for and we'll continue to do prizes because we're doing this for the month of October. So we're going to continue to do drawings, 3-day trials, 7-day trials. Hopefully I've talked to a lady about getting some t-shirts embroidered like this, maybe even to give t-shirts out, even to the potentials. I think everybody likes a t-shirt, but we're also doing prizes for the ambassadors that are hitting certain milestones. Angie got all 12 of hers that she got through the whole list. Lori was doing amazing because she was, flying through the list. So we're doing prizes. The prizes for ambassadors, again, we're keeping that into the group chat because we don't want this to look salesy to the people that we're prospecting. We just want it to kind of look like a lot of fun, like it's a contest. That's exactly what it is. So we keep all business off the group page and all business that's where we keep in the chat. I think that about covers the structure of it. I don't think I'm leaving anything out.
So one of the questions I have is, so everybody's participating. Did you open it up to your entire team to say, hey, anybody who wants to participate in the scavenger hunt can? Sort of, here's the rules. We're going to do it for a month. Add them to this group. If you want to participate as an ambassador, we're going to add you to this chat group. Now, are all of the ambassadors who are participating in the scavenger hunt, are they also contributing towards the prizes for the people that are winning them, the potential customers, or how does that work?
I think that was what we discussed when we had our little meeting to kind of spearhead this thing, is that everybody would kind of pitch in, you know, and again, we haven't even mapped out what all those prizes are going to be. We're still going along. But, yeah, everybody kind of, you know, if we wanted to do a 30-day, let's say a big prize, even a 30-day bag of Slim, you know, that's $60. If we've got 10 people doing it, it's $6 a piece. So it's very reasonable. But you don't have to make your prizes that big. I mean, your prizes can be 3-day samples. You can take 3 sticks of Slim out of your bag and make a 3-day sample. So it's they can be as big or as small as your team wants to put into it.
I think that's great, because I think sometimes one thing that as Jules we talk about is that we never want to have such extravagant prizes and things that we offer that it becomes not unduplicatable. So
Right.
Anything that we do, I mean, yes, I'm an Emerald, and maybe I have a little bit more income that I can put back into my Plexus business. But if I'm giving away, like you said, Brandon, bags of Slim, then that's something that a new person that's coming in, they might feel like, well, I can't do that. So I try to, again, make it duplicatable and keep my prizes to be a decal, a keychain, some pink, you know, earbuds, just little things. But I think it's very smart what you guys are doing in that you're giving them the product. You're giving them something that's going to make them want more information and make them, you know, to have tasted it and to come back to you guys with questions so that you can continue to engage with them, to play ball, as Melissa would say. So I think that is amazing. So we're almost, halfway through the month. And any idea on how many new folks or how many people you've added to the group that you guys have met since you started?
Ooh, we should have figured that out, huh?
I feel like I see you guys adding tons of people.
There's a lot. There's a lot. I would venture to more than 20. Definitely more than 20.
I was thinking 30,
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably added maybe 10. I might have had 2 people that weren't on Facebook. So that's out of the 12 that were on the list, I'm sure I added 10. So, you know, that's a lot.
Now, how are you reaching out to the people that aren't on Facebook? So if you talk to them, they say, yeah, I want to be included, but I'm not on Facebook.
I gave them my card, my business card, with my email address, my phone number, and you know, and asked them to contact me. You know, the 2 people that I did not have Facebook with, they did not have Facebook, I kind of see them every now and then. One was the person that works at my grocery store that I go to. So I see him every week when I go to the grocery store. And another girl was a girl at a restaurant that I frequent every now and again. So, you know, I feel like I can touch base with those 2 people that did not have Facebook. But, you know, I gave them the information. So hopefully, you know, they'll contact me, you know.
So one tip, if you're watching this or listening to this, one thing that they have done is that every single person that's participating in this scavenger hunt, they have business cards. So
Exactly.
that's step 1.
Essential.
And so you've got to have a way for people to be able to contact you. They are posting on Facebook regularly about their Plexus products, because that's part of the point of having these people become your Facebook friends. So they're going to see you posting regularly. And I know that I've seen in the group too, and I'm not sure if maybe I don't want to jump ahead if this is what you're going to talk about, Angie, but you guys have been posting regularly in that group as well about the products. You've been putting some videos in there. You've been talking about putting some testimonials and things so that they're seeing it as they go along. Because I know for me, if I join a group and I'm not engaged with on a regular basis, I sort of forget about it. I might not unfollow it, but where you can mute the notifications and things like that. But if it's something that's of value to me, and I think for you guys to do these ongoing contests and prizes and things that they win, then it's something that, yeah, I'll stick around for the month and sort of see if I can win something. So that's pretty cool. Angie, I'm going to turn it over to you, but I am going to share my screen here for just a second so I can pull up the list that you guys put together. And I know that is something that you're going to talk about.
Sure.
So, okay, I'm going to hand it over to you, but I've got up on the screen for everybody that's watching the list that the team put together as to who they were going to reach out to.
Okay. Yeah, the list was where this kind of came from. I was with another direct sales company, and they did scavenger hunts on a regular basis. And I kind of took that from that company that I was with and brought here. I presented it to Brandon early in the spring. I thought, this would be a good thing for our new ambassadors to try to get them out of their comfort zone and get them out and looking for some new people. And so I tweaked the people on there. I tried to make it accessible to all types of people. And one person that I found that was on another list was someone at a bank, was a bank teller. When I went to this bank teller with the other company I was with, I asked her, we talked, and I gave her my card and my little sample that I had, and I said, could I take your picture? And she says, well, no, we're in a bank. You can't take my picture. So I was like, okay, no problem. I gave her my information and all, but I learned from that, okay, bank tellers will not be a good one to maybe put on our list. So I took it off and added somebody else. So that's something you have to think about, confidentiality and things of that nature. So everybody else that's on the list are pretty much people we come in contact with on a daily or weekly basis. A waitress, everybody goes out to eat at least once a week, especially on the weekend, so it's always a good opportunity to reach out to a waitress. Cashiers at the grocery store, he was one of the guys that I had that he said he didn't have Facebook, but I see him in the store every week, so I know that I can continue to talk with him, and maybe we'll be able to converse some more. Like I said, they are at work, and so I have to be respectful of their time, and I can't just talk Plexus, So I hope maybe he'll reach out to me, and as he sees me again, he'll say, hey, you're the Plexus lady. So maybe we can connect like that, Retail store employees, and that's wide open. That could be Walmart. That could be any little boutique or a big chain. Any kind of store. You go in there and you can talk to any employee, so that's really accessible. Anybody can go to any mall and stop in at any one of the little stores. That's a retail store. Gas station employee, someone wearing a pink shirt. That one can be hard, but it is a scavenger hunt, so you're looking for these people, someone with a red bag or a red pocketbook. It's not something you see every day. And I happened to be at school the other day, and one of my teacher friends, I said, girl, is that your red pocketbook? She said, yeah. I said, okay, I got something for you. I said, you're on my scavenger hunt list, and I need your picture. And so, you just kind of have to be thinking about that list. And what I do, I wanted to share this. I printed out a copy of my list. And I kept it with me in my pocketbook or in my bag at school or whatever, and I'd check it off. And I'd look at it every day and kind of go over it and try to put somebody in my mind, that, hey, I may need to try to find that person. Most everybody on the list is someone that we do talk to, like a hairstylist. Listen, she was the last person that I contacted, and she's kind of like on my chicken list. I mean, you go to your hairstylist once every 6 weeks, but you know what? I was always scared to ask her about it. I don't know why, but she was on my chicken list. And she was thrilled that I gave it to her and was real happy that I was doing the scavenger hunt, and she completed my list of 12, So I'm like, hey, you just got to get out there and ask them whether it's on your chicken list or not. So, and again, the someone with kids, well, that's easy. You can find anybody at a park, or in a restaurant. You can kill two birds with one stone. Get a waitress and a mom with kids in one place. Hey, So it's real accessible to everybody. The only one would be the car rental establishment. When I first saw that on a list that I was previously with another company, I was like, car rental? I didn't even know we had one in my town. I had to Google it, So I Googled it. I said, oh my, I didn't even know we had a car rental place here in town. And also, if you don't have one in your town, my suggestion is go to the next town over or go to a bigger city. I had that that came up with another group that I was in, and I saw a girl post that. She says, we don't have a car rental place in my town. And the leader of the group said, go to the next city over or go to a bigger town. So you kind of have to think about that if you're living in a small rural place. Sure, all these places may not be accessible, but hey, take a Saturday, go to the mall or go to the next city over, take your list with you, and hey, scout around and scope things out and Google it. That's what I did. I had to Google it, and I found it. I was like, well, I didn't even know I had one right here in my hometown. So, the scavenger hunt is fun. And it is a big confidence booster. It is a confidence booster for me. I'll never forget the very first one I ever did. I was shaking in my boots. I mean, seriously, my heart was beating out of my chest. I was sweaty and shaky. And after I got through that initial first person, it got a little easier. And myself, personally, what I like to do is kind of knock them out in one day. That's what I've done in the past. Now, this one took me a little bit longer because I had a lot of things going on in my personal life, but I worked around it. But in the past, I've tried to knock them out in one day. Take a Saturday, start early, get your makeup on, get yourself ready, get all your stuff together, check off your list as you go, and make it fun. Some of these places you're going to go to anyway, and why not kill two birds with one stone? So that's my experience with having done it previously. So that's what I brought to the table. And, again, it gets you out of your comfort zone. It gets you on those cold calls that you're really, cold people that, you're just not real sure about. But you kind of go through that 100 list and you get all those franks out of the way and you're like, I need some new people. Well, here's your list. You can make your own list, make your own scavenger hunt, personally do it yourself, and it's fun, and you can have a good time with it. And one other thing that I feel that I should say is don't be afraid of no's. We've all talked about that. No's are good. I mean, no's are they're not going to bite you. If someone says no, just say, hey, okay, no problem, go on to the next one. I've learned a lot about these no's, and they do get better. You just have to not take them personally. I have learned that. And when you're in direct sales, you have to know that a no is not always a no. It can mean a yes, just not right now. It's later on down the road maybe. So just don't take it personal when someone says, no, I'm not interested. No, I don't want your card. I don't want your slim. Just go on to the next person. It happens. It's happened to me. And, you just let it roll off your back and keep on going. And just don't be afraid. That's my best advice. So I always had fun with it, and I enjoyed doing the challenge. It was a great experience. It came at a time, at the time of the month, I really needed that little push, and it really helped build my confidence back up and really made me get ready to get my business back on track. So I really had fun with it.
Oh, that's great. And I think, like you said, there are people who are afraid to talk to others. But if there's maybe a little bit of an incentive or there's a game behind it, then it can be fun.
Yeah.
One of the things that you said, and I think Brandon mentioned it and Lori mentioned it, is that so many people were accommodating. They didn't have a problem taking a picture, even if they were a little bit wary of it at first. And even Lori mentioned that almost nobody that she talked to had ever heard of Plexus. And so people ask me all the time, oh my gosh, Kelly, you're Emerald Ambassador. You've got so many people on your team. You live in a small town of Indian Trail. I bet, your market is saturated. And I just think that's so funny to me because there are probably 5 or 6 ambassadors now in my neighborhood. and I don't live in a very big neighborhood. And when I go to the pool, I meet people all the time that have never heard of Plexus. I tell people, I bet if you went to a Walmart or a Target or some big shopping center in your area, and you stood at the door and you asked every single person that walked through the door, hey, have you ever heard of Plexus? I don't know, maybe in a 5 or 6 hour period, you might have 10 or 15 people. I mean, it really is a wide open market, and it's such a young company in the world of network marketing companies that the opportunity is just so huge. You just have to go out and ask. And like you said, you can't be afraid of no. Melissa encouraged us all to read the book recently, Going for No. I just finished it about a week ago. Andy had read it just before me. And the premise is that that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the no's. And somebody just told me no yesterday. And actually, it's probably one of the first no's I've received in a while. And it was like, oh, I mean, they said no. I mean, normally it's like, oh, they just ignore me or they say yes. And so for somebody to flat out say no, I was like, well, okay. And it really does. I don't take it personally. And like you said, you can't, people aren't saying no to you. They're just saying no to the opportunity or no to the products. And they may say yes at some point in the future. So that's great. One of the things that Brandon and I had talked about a little bit was that you guys were going to have a maybe an opportunity call or some type of opportunity for the people that are in the group to learn more about the opportunity and maybe more of some of the other products. I think I saw Amy post that in the group today, or maybe it was on your chat. I can't remember if it was in the message group or if it was in the actual group with the participants, but that's something you guys are planning on as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think Amy was going to actually talk about that on this. If you.
Oh, sure. Perfect. All right, hold on one second. Let me unmute Amy. Amy, are you there? I just unmuted you.
Yes. Sorry, it's been a crazy day. I meant to send you a message saying that I was going to say something at the follow-up, and I forgot. But,
No, that's okay.
yeah, as Melissa says, the fortune is in the follow-up. And my fear is that we have all this fun and we get this thing rolling and we've gotten all these people added and then we don't do anything with it. So we don't want to do that. So I have started, I did send out a message today, and I think Brandon said that, you know, we're still kind of, we're kind of going along with this a little bit. We don't have every single plan nailed down. We're kind of just rolling with it a little bit, being the first time we've done it. So we are kind of, you know, I've got a leaders chat group where we can get in there and say, okay, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about this? Or, you know, whatever. And so, we haven't gotten the end of it, how we're going to wrap it up all into one nice little package completely planned out yet. We have a dinner planned later in this month that we're going to get together and talk a little more. But I do think that we will do some type of opportunity meeting either via Zoom and do the traditional opportunity meeting that we do from time to time. Lori and I had lunch today and we were talking about possibly doing it like a pajama party. That we've seen some of the ambassadors do. I have not done one of those yet, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. I need to figure out exactly how to do it. But I really think that might be the way to go, just because our new friends, they can see it at their leisure. They can see it when they want to see it. And if they, you know, tune in that night, they'll see us as we post it and as we all commented on it and give some more information about it. You know, but it's not just a set 9 o'clock time that they have to log into Zoom. I know for me, Zoom was a little intimidating at first until I figured out how it all worked. So I don't want to intimidate people. I want this to be as easy and as fun as possible. So I do think that we will do that in some way, but it's really going to be a lot up to each of the leaders for them to be working with their downline that are participating in the scavenger hunt, to be sure that they're helping them out either by offering three-way calls or you know, offering their help to them in any way to help get the follow-ups and make sure that they are not just forgotten about.
No, that's great. Well, I'm just super proud of you guys. As we wrap up, I have watched so many people participate, maybe that weren't participating in some things in the past. It's been something that's been fun, and I think if you can gamify anything, it gets more people involved. And so I'm very proud of you guys as a group. I'm excited to potentially do something like this for the Lexus or Bust group as a big group, and potentially in the month of November. So you guys have definitely spurred me and got my wheels turning and thinking, and I definitely will reach out to the leaders and to your group, Amy, that participated, just to get some final feedback at the end of this so that we can continue to tweak it and improve upon it, and make it something that not only we can do, but I'm sure that other Plexus groups will be wanting to duplicate it as well. And that's really what it's all about with One Plexus, that we do things once they work, that we share with others, and it really shines a spotlight to others, but also back on yourselves for being sort of thought leaders and stepping out and trying something new. So I'm excited for you guys. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. For any of you that are on the call, that are watching, or that are listening, or that are looking at this recording, please know that you can reach out to me and I can direct you to the appropriate person to answer your questions. If you're Facebook friends with Amy or Brandon, Angie, Lori, really anybody on that team, I'm sure they'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. And again, they're going to be continuing on with their scavenger hunt throughout the month of October, and be looking for something similar to this that will probably come out in the Lexus or Bust group in November. So again, I appreciate your time, and I hope that you guys have a great night.